Then there's the ever-present predator. This is a new feature I just added to my. Uh-oh, where did it go? There I am. Okay, ready? This will only take like.
Oh no, yeah,
Nice fish, huh? Get some of that fish quick. Oh, look at that!
wow.
That's a big Goliath grouper.
What is it, Goliath?
I don't know where they got this.
That's a great video.
My fish.
Ouch!
Oh man, that was a fan that got caught.
Yeah.
Good thing they had a camera.
Yeah. You know,
Oh man, that thing was greedy, huh?
listen. I'm on the Sea Empress with my buddy Chuck. All right, Sea Empress. A lot of you guys, if you ever done any diving out here, it's right off of Deerfield, Boca. And we both had shot a fish, and we're swimming along the top. And I don't know if you guys know that it's got an opening right along the whole thing, so you can penetrate, go in and out. It's a really nice, easy wreck. We both had shot a fish, and the fish are hanging because they're dangling this way, and we're both heading back to get the flag to come up. And he's behind me a little bit, just a little bit, and I feel him tapping me, and I look, and there's about a 300-pound Goliath grouper come up through the wreck, grabbed his fish, and is pulling him into the wreck. That's exactly what I did too. I laughed my ass off. I said, man, that's pretty funny. Boom, boom, boom. Thank God he had a plastic swivel that was clipped onto that fish ring, and it broke. So there's the Goliath grouper, fish in mouth with the fish ring, gone. So he lost the fish ring. And the key, I guess, that you remember that I want you to take out of this: everything out there is a predator. Okay, the Chiefy crew. Them damn triggerfish are 5 for 5 on the Chiefy crew on ears. All right, the little guys on your safety stop, they nail you and they take a little chunk out of this little guy right here. The guy, like I'm talking, they bleed. Okay, so everything's a predator out there. All right, including us. We just happen to be maybe a little bigger. Okay, there are a fair amount of predators. I didn't go into great detail about how I got my Chiefy name. But I'll give you the 30-second deal. I was spearfishing with a bunch of my buddies in 2004, and I got into a little shark frenzy. 6 or 8. I was actually a buddy with a guy, and the shark started circling, and it was very close, like really close. Okay, these are mainly bulls and some reef sharks, and I survived. Okay. I won't go into how we survived or anything, but I survived. And then for entertainment that evening, we watched Jaws on the video And I don't know if you remember, but in Jaws, the police chief is nicknamed Chiefy by the boat captain that gets eaten by the shark. Okay, Chiefy this, Chiefy, Well, I was a fire chief, so guess what? Chiefy. That's how I got my nickname. So Chiefy's my nickname. So yeah, predators are there. You'll find them more prevalent in some places than others. Out here, we've had a fairly good success without predators. But if you're spearfishing, you will 100% guarantee have predators on you. Okay, guarantee it.
What happened with the barracuda?
Barracuda, yeah, we don't see a lot of cudas anymore.
I don't see any either.
Yeah, we used to see cudas all the time, and the cudas, we see them occasionally, but not too often anymore. And most of the time, they're minding their own business. Yeah.
Man,
we
safety stop, man. You're right by your head.
The what now?
No, it used to be right on your head.
Yeah, I like them when they come up in front of you and do one of these and say, hey, because I guess they're sort of territorial.
They take off and they come up back around.
But the Goliath grouper is dangerous because they have no fear. I mean, they're big. They come in, they take the fish and go. So, but we don't see a whole lot of sharks out here at all. But when we're when we are in the Jar Tortugas spearfishing, we see them. You know. You're right. Yeah. All right. So this is kind of the new format. We're getting into the 3 R's and the 4 S's of spearfishing. All right. You good with me on this?
Yeah.
Any more on predators? Man, I don't want to sound like I'm down or anything like that, but just be prepared. Bless you. Bless you. Okay. So kind of the easiest way I'm trying to reinforce it for you guys, particularly if you read my other book, all right, is the 3 R's and the 4 S's. Fish recognition, regulation, and range. See the fish, and that kind of goes right with see the fish, shoot the fish, but we throw stalk the fish in there and then secure the fish. So we're going to talk about fish recognition a little bit, appearance, behavior, characteristics. You guys should know your fish, all right? Absolutely know your fish. That's probably the biggest thing that a new spear hunter needs to know. Now, if you're a fisherman, you've been fishing out here, so you know what a cuda looks like. But the other day, it was kind of murky. The visibility wasn't that good. And when I looked at that kingfish, I thought it was a cuda first. You know, I was like, because I was going north and he was kind of going south, and I kind of looked, oh, wow. And I go, so I said, cuda, and then, because I don't shoot cudas, but I go, no, kingfish, boom, you know. So, but I missed them, you know, but yeah, so you want to know your fish. You want to know what you can shoot, because there's thousands of fish down there, right? I mean, thousands of fish, you know. So they do have the fish guide here. It's laminated. It's a good one. You don't have to go into the big thick book of encyclopedia, whatever. It gives you the main fish that are local here. Now, you go to Hawaii, there's different kind of fish over there, right? You go to Australia, there's whole different kinds of fish over there, okay? So you need to know your fish and what's a grouper, you know, that type of thing. Fish regulation. Now, this kind of helps a little bit, I'll pass this out. This is the fish regulations. And these are for free from Pavon. There's more up there. Every like 6 months they put this out. And the regulations change. You know, 2 years ago, we were able to shoot grouper 12 months of the year. But they put this moratorium in a couple of years back. And so, you know, and they've got pictures of fish in here. You know, and then here's the biggest problem we have here in the state of Florida, right? Chad, where are we, right?
In this part.
There you go. The state waters is 3 miles on the Atlantic side, okay? Then the federal waters is 200 miles, you know, 300 to 200 miles are the federal waters, but that brings us right into the Bahamas. So now we're really into a foreign country, which, again, has totally different rules. But if you're on the West Coast, guess what? They have the Gulf region, and that's 9 miles off the state. That state waters is 9 miles. Okay, so you got to know where you are. And then, of course, like we go to the Tortugas. Well, that's a federal preserve that's protected around the fort. And, you know, so you got to know where you are. You've got to know where you are. Yes, somebody had a question. No? Good. Anything you want to add on that, Chad? Because you're more on the West Coast guy.
Yeah, you go a long way over there. 100 miles out, you can be in 130 feet of water. And depending on how you go, if you go north. So there's a big difference in what it is and all.
The terrain's different, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 2 things that flyer he just gave you from the state also has. Number 1 is if you keep punching on their the website listings in there and all of the other zones. It's called the Gulf Council in the Gulf, you know, and then you have the state waters that he just described. There's also the South Atlantic fisheries management.
Right. That goes from what? North Carolina down
Yeah.
right to the
So
Keys.
you got 3 things you gotta watch all the time. But they got a cool thing in there now too, and we used to be able to get this big book of the best illustrations of fish by a lady named Diane Peebles. But it's online. So you can go to that site, myfwc.com, you can keep punching till you see the fish regs, and then finally find the pictures. And it is awesome.
She's got some great pictures.
She highlights what differentiates them. So it's cool.
Yeah, I think before like 30 years ago, I was spearfishing with a buddy of mine, and he shoots a fish. It was a big fish. And we were all excited because we thought it was tuna. Turned out to be amberjack, so a little different, so it is all about recognition. So, all right. So you good on that? And then the authority in the state of Florida is the FWC. These are the guys. So they do change things a lot, and it's supposed to be based on science because they want to make sure that, hey, indeed we're keeping enough of whatever. The latest little rumor I heard, hogfish, they're going to make it a little bigger. Okay, so instead of 12, 16. That's what I heard. I heard that. Pay attention because you hear that, and then all of a sudden it'll be what it is. But it's typically based on sound science. Just like, you can take only 5 hogfish per day per hunter. Okay, that's the rules. Okay, but if it's a grouper, is it a red grouper or is it a black grouper? Are we on the Gulf side or are we on the Atlantic side? Where are we? Size differences and the amount you can shoot. We absolutely cannot shoot that Goliath grouper. Okay, cannot. Zero cannot. If you've got one of those fan tails, absolutely not. And a blotchy skin, and or a Nassau grouper. Those are protected. Those 2 groupers are protected. Okay, so
You can tell they're protected because they let you shoot them. They don't swim away,
That's just their characteristics. I mean, hey, big fat reds let you shoot them all day long too, but they're not protected.
Oh.
So yeah, and they kind of have the similar characteristics. That's sort of when I talk about fish, appearance, behavior, characteristics. Go to an aquarium too. They look different underwater than they do in pictures, and so look at them. Listen, even when I'm not hunting, I'm hunting. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even when let's say I'm sightseeing and I'm in the Bahamas, okay? Because I used to mate for this guy. We'd go there, what the hell was it? Leave memories, get memories, leave bubbles or something. He had some kind of stupid saying, okay? But I wasn't able to hunt, okay? But I'm watching. What is this guy doing?
Every time you're in a sanctuary.
There you go. What is that fish doing? What do they do? Like, look at the hogfish, how they just camo themselves. Heck, I had a hogfish a month ago. I get one lobster. Okay, remember I was telling you the one that's kind of over there. All right, I get one, got him, no good, no problem. I go to the next big sponge coral, and there's 4. I go, well, let me grab the biggest one. Then I call my buddy over to help. Okay, but I look over, and there's a hogfish, I don't know, 30 feet away, just sitting on the reef, just sitting there, and a nice one with a big snoot. And I go, oh, I'll be right back. I almost grabbed his gun, but I thought that was kind of poor choice. You don't really want to do. So I grabbed my own gun, went over. He never moved. I went right up to him, boom, shot him. So you always kind of see what's going on around you. Okay, but it takes a lot to do both. Okay, so like I said, if you're into lobstering, kind of keep the lobstering going. But then, if you're going to do hunting of fish, now's the time because we're getting into the, end of March. No more lobster gear to deal with. Fish, bigger fish because it's colder water. Okay, and be sure to read the fine print. So if you can figure it out, this is no lie. A buddy of mine was an attorney, and we'd sometimes shoot a fish, and we'd kind of what the hell is this one? Oh, what's the rules on this one? Because it's overall length, right, or to the fork.
Right.
All right. So that's two different things. So you kind of have to know what those things are, and that's why it's important, because you can shoot a lot of fish down there, okay?